Hi friends, it's Suzanne from Stampin.com here to share a few paper pumpkin alternatives with you. I won't do an unboxing or show you what's in the kit today because Stampin' Up! Does a really good job in their video, but I do want to share this notice with you. It says, a surprise from Sarah. We love surprises and we have a big one in store for you next month. Our April kit was inspired and designed by Stampin' Up's CEO, Sarah Douglas. Sarah's style is bold, vibrant, and artistic with a little bit of sass. Get ready to embrace your inner artist and skip to the fun with her. You don't want to miss this kit. Make sure you're a subscriber before April 10th. There's a free gift from Sarah inside every April box. Now, to add to that, when you subscribe to Paper Pumpkin through me, I will email you about a dozen, give or take, additional private tutorials each and every month you're a subscriber. These exclusive project ideas will inspire you and give you lots of other ways to use the products in the kit. That's a dozen tutorials in addition to the 5 I share on video like this one. So if you're Canadian and you want to try the paper pumpkin and you want to get the gift from the April box, sign up today. Use the link below the video. All right, on with the show. Okay, for my first card, I am going to take one of these little muslin sacks. I'm going to find out where the seams are, and then I'm going to trim away. So I know I'm cutting into the linen. What am I, crazy? Well, I wanted to do something a little different for this particular paper pumpkin box. I can imagine that everybody's going to do flowers and, you know, come up with alternatives in that regard, but maybe you might not know what to do with the leftover sacks that you have. So I'm creating sort of a frayed muslin. This is sort of a technique that I used to use a lot in my mixed media. So you just sort of slowly, one by one, de-thread it. And now I have my petite petals punch, and I am trying to make the most of the petals here out of the one card base. Now you can get some lift and dimension by putting it in your palm and rubbing it, or you can use a spongy mat and like it could be like a quilling. I just like to poke in the center like I'm doing to these cream ones. So what I have done here is stamped Happy Spring in the gray ink, and now I'm taking my Fast Fuse. Now normally Fast Fuse requires very little pressure, and in order for me to get this to stick, I had to use a pretty heavy hand. It just didn't really want to stick, but once it did, it was awesome. So I think probably tear and tape could have been a better choice, but you know, Fast Fuse is on the desk and the tear and tape is somewhere else. So now I'm taking glue dots and my paper piercer and just lifting a glue dot and sticking it on the flower and making an arrangement from the top left to the bottom right. I'm sort of leaving a little bit of a gap in the center, to which I'm going to take some of this linen thread. That's Molly, by the way, who just walked across the craft mat, little stinker. She has a favorite pair of gloves that I have, and they're alpaca, and she likes to jump on the stove to the fridge to the basket in which to capture my alpaca glove, and then carts it around the house. I ended up having to put it in my underwear drawer so she can't get at it. All right, sorry, that's a little too much information. Okay, so you saw what I did. I just made a little nest. Wrapped the linen thread around my finger, added some pearls, and then I felt that the flowers needed some centers, so I'm just using my Sharpie marker that is yellow, And that's Quinn helping me put the Sharpie pen away. Isn't he helpful? You know, you two cats and all you have is comedy. Okay, so that's my first card. So some still shots for you to take a peek at it. I thought it was very springy. It's something different. I'm pretty sure you might have a flower punch out there. Okay, so for my next card, that, oh, and by the way, I'm using Whisper White as my card base throughout. This is the theme throughout this alternative video. Okay, so what I have done here is the same kind of an idea. I want to pen at the end though, and I don't want that strip to be too wide. So, and I didn't fray the edges. I maybe just like to make it even, but not a ton. So, and because I didn't want to lose too much of the point on the bottom, and you can see that it's not 100% pointy. Okay, so I'm taking another one of these 3x3 card bases that comes in the kit, and I'm just slicing away the tiniest little sliver. Then I have stamped in the basic gray ink, I Think You're Great, and I have used my stitched oval. And then I realized that I cut out the other wrong layering oval, so I went in and did it a second time. Then I have one of the envelopes that's sort of a creamy color, so I cut that up. And yeah, I know I'm massacring my box here. So I have 3 little strippies that have pennant ends, and then the ovals for the greeting. So, and now it's pretty much time to put it all together. So I'm putting the envelope piece on the muslin strip, and then the sweet sugar plum, and I'm adding fast fuse to it, and then just sort of running my hands along the edges so that it's not super sticky, and putting that down. So here's my Whisper White card base, using my bone folder from the center to either side to make sure that it's a nice even fold, and then placing those 3 little pennant pieces. Okay, so dimensionals on the back of the ovals, and then it was a little plain, so I had the pearls out, so I added a couple of pearls in that triangle shape so that, you know, it captures the eye. I like this one. It's very simple, very cute, and you can probably make a lot from one muslin bag. Okay, so this was the one that I really didn't like, but I'm showing you the process because I ended up ripping it apart and doing it again. So I have a piece of muslin, as I showed you before. Then I die cut one of our small detailed dragonflies in that colorful paper, and then I also cut the body out with the cream paper because I realized I was just struggling because it was too busy with that paper. And so I ended up trying to unbusy it by putting the cream color paper. And yeah. Anyway, okay, so this is a way of getting the kink out of the thread. You just take a baby wipe and sort of moisten the string and then let it dry a little bit. And with the help of Quinn here, you can see that crafting is sometimes hazardous. Okay, so I wanted that messy nest kind of feel again, and I'm using this thick baker's twine. Okay, so this is what I really didn't like about it. So I'm putting fast fuse down, then I'm putting the messy nest in the Peekaboo Peach color. Then I will put dimensionals on the back of that detailed butterfly, and then I will, yeah, because it was too busy, I'm trying to de-busy it with some sponging around the edges, which just made the dragonfly look dirty. And then I'm going to put the dimensionals on the back. And yeah, it stands out a little bit, but I didn't like it at all. So I said, the sentiment, I think you're great. So this is what I came up with. The bigger dragonfly, I used silver, gold, and copper thread underneath, and I liked it much better. So you can tell me which one you like best. Okay, so stamp surgery. Is everybody afraid to do this? I am not. unless I want to resell that stamp set. So I cut apart the Happy and the Easter and the 3 eggs. So this is a very simple card. So I need to be dead center on. So I drew a soft pencil line through the middle of my card front. I centered up the word happy, and I used Tempting Turquoise for the blue. And then Easter was stamped again on either side of that line, making sure that it was dead center. And then Peekaboo Pleach for the other Easter egg, and then Sweet Sugar Plum for the last Easter egg. So since this is such a simple card, it has to be bang dead on center, or you will definitely know that something's off. So I backed that piece of card. I think that was 5 1/8 by 3 7/8 with a piece of Peekaboo Peach. And then with my Wink of Stella, I colored in the eggs, and because my ink pads are super juicy right now, I was able to get even the white bits slightly colored as well. So that is card number 4. And I have a couple to show you here. So this isn't along the same lines as the other one. And I used Flirty Flamingo, Peekaboo Peach, Dapper Denim, Pear Pizzazz, Daffodil Delight, and Sweet Sugar Plum to make my eggs here. I just thought this was super sweet. And I hate being dictated to when it comes to stamp sets that stick all of those, 3 together. I had to cut them apart so I could do what I wanted. And Wink of Stella again on my Easter eggs. And I stamped the Happy Easter in gray. And I'm adhering the Peekaboo Peach backing to my Thin Whisper White card front. Then I'm putting some Fast Fuse, just a little bit on either side. I'm going to attach a little bit more of that Peekaboo Peach thick baker's twine that came in the kit. And now I'm adding a whole lot of Fast Fuse to the back of the card front, and that is Fun Foam, just because I wanted full coverage. And I know sometimes I put dimensionals, but sometimes Fun Foam is just easier. It mails better. I get mine at the dollar store, everybody asks. So that is card number 5, and I've got 2 more examples to share with you today because I was just feeling super duper creative. This first one I thought would be a really good card to give to one of your girlfriends. So I am stamping 2 of the all of the Easter Bunny ears, 3 of the pointy ones and 1 of the floppy down one. And I'm using Smoky Slate for that. Then I took my Wink of Stella and dipped it into a Pear Pizzazz ink pad and just softly sort of scuffed that paint or that ink from the edges up like a bunny's ear. And so it's kind of got a real feminine look to it. And then I'm stamping with Dapper Denim. I think I chose this time, but you could go with gray too. I'm glad you're my friend. I thought that was super sweet. And on the inside, I did Happy Easter. So this is an Easter card for a girlfriend. I'm using that Sweet Sugar Plum Baker's Twine, and I am just tying a lovely bow. And did I mention how hard it is to tie bows on video? So I have my handy dandy little tweezers here. Had them forever, and they help out so much. And then in a second here, Quinn just has to hold my hand to make sure I'm doing everything all right. We know darn well he's not being loving, that he wants to reach out and grab that thread. Oh, I know. He's not, he's faking it. He's a little faker. Tries to go for the romance, but really, it's not love there. That's cat instinct. Anyway, okay, so that was a simple, totally simple, cute card that you can do with your stamp set. And the last one that I have to share with you is sort of along the same lines. I took the Dapper Denim Thick Baker's Twine, I tied a knot in it to create a laundry line and just tied knots in it. And I am going to adhere those knots with, let's see, Multimedia Matte by Ranger. I had this from my mixed media stuff as well, and it is just a really nice glue. And okay, so what I'm doing here is just stamping the Easter Bunny's ears off into the corner. I stamped off because I wanted that lighter look. And then I am using like a little L-shaped ruler here just so that I got my placement right. So it's like a little banner, says Happy Easter, Happy Easter, Happy Easter. Well, kind of, it's like Happy Easter, Happy Easter, Happy Easter. Okay, here's the glue. And the reason why I chose this particular glue is because if it squishes out, it's going to dry clear, and it also won't remain sticky. So, and it's super duper strong. So our fine tip glue pen would have been okay, but it's not strong enough to do the pegs. And if I had used Tombow, which is strong enough, it will dry sticky, and if it oozed out over top of the thread, it would have been like sticky. So I didn't want that. Okay, so this would have worked better if these balls were white. If I had white balls, they were good. But because these are colorful balls, they really kind of don't go. So this is why this is the bonus card, because I have 2 pink and 1 orange ball. It doesn't really make sense, but the whole point of it was if you had white balls, you could put them on the laundry line and make it look like the Easter Bunny's getting ready to do his business in Easter. So I thought it was cute, but you know, you give it to somebody, they might not get it. There's a couple other photos here at the very end that were also some suggestions with the flowers and what have you that just didn't make it into the video. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye. Hey, thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. On screen are 2 more videos for inspiration. Click on the maple leaf to visit my website, or click on me to subscribe to my channel. Thanks again for watching.